Welcome back. Yes, this is the second part of the video. You've already seen the first part of the video. This is the first lesson that we are covering of chapter number 14, the moon. From the pages that we are going to be covering are from pages 124 till 125, these two pages. Okay, in the first part of the video, you've learned the satellite. You've also got the basic information about the moon. That is about the revolution of the moon around the earth, age of the moon, size of the moon, and you also learned what is the distance between the earth and the moon. Oh yeah, one more thing. Remember, you also learned how was the moon formed? Yes, that was all in part 1 of the video, and this is the second part of the video. Okay, so what are you going to learn in part 2? Okay, so in this part of the video, we will learn about the surface of the moon. We'll also learn about how craters were formed on the moon, right? So this is how this is all that we are going to be learning about in this video. Don't forget to watch the next video. We'll be covering the remaining topics in the next video. Oh wow, what do we have here? This is the surface of the moon, guys. Have you seen that? Well, have a closer look. Doesn't it look grey? Yes, it does look grey. Why is it grey? Do you know, guys, that it is covered with rock dust, and the dust over there is grey in color. You know there are mountains and plains on the moon? Yes, there are mountains and plains. But there are other things that you can spot in this picture. What are those? Come on, have a closer look. Well, yes, you're right. We have over here lots of big bowl-shaped holes. So, what are these holes? What do we call them? These holes are called craters. What do we call them? Yes, we call them craters. So these are the craters. Okay, so how were these craters formed? Well, the craters are made by chunks of rocks that we call meteorites. And when these meteorites, these large pieces of rocks, when they strike a heavenly object, they're really huge pieces, right? Really large pieces. So when they strike upon the surface of any planet, or you can say any heavenly object like our moon, right? It's not a planet, so it's a satellite. Yeah, so either a planet or a satellite, when it gets struck by a meteoroid, this is what happens. It forms really huge, big bowl-shaped holes. And that is how the big bowl-shaped holes or the craters are formed. Can you look over there in the picture? Yes, that is a meteoroid. Okay, so are you ready to see what a meteoroid looks like up close? Head over to the next slide. We're going to be heading over to the next slide. See, this is how a meteoroid looks like. Really huge pieces of rock, right? Okay, are you ready to have a little recap of what we've learned so far in this video? That is the second part of lesson 1 video. Yes, are you ready? Okay, let's see what you've learned. Okay, so far we've learned that the surface of the moon looks grey, and it has mountains and plains which are covered with rock dust, right? So the surface of the moon looks grey, and it has mountains and plains which are covered with rock dust. And this dust is of course grey in color. That is why it gives the moon the greyish look. Then we also learned that there are many big bowl-shaped holes on the moon, and what do we call them? Yes, you're right, we call them craters. And how are these craters formed? Well, these craters are made by chunks of rocks, and these rocks are really huge. And what do we call them? We call them meteorites. So these craters are made by meteorites. I hope we are clear up till here. Well, time to move on to part 3 of lesson 1 video. Don't forget to watch that.